Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dina English. I'm Dina, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Tom. It's wonderful to have you with us again. We always imagine you listening somewhere in the world, maybe at home, on the bus, driving to work, or enjoying a peaceful walk outside.
Wherever you are, thank you for spending this time with us. We hope today's episode helps you feel more confident, more relaxed, and more connected to real English.
Today, we have a topic that almost every English learner experiences at some point. We're going to talk about how to train your ears to understand real English.
This episode is for B1 to B2 learners, so our conversation will sound natural, but will also speak clearly enough for you to follow comfortably.
As always, don't worry if you don't understand every single word. You don't need perfect understanding to make progress.
Your brain learns little by little every time you listen, even if some parts feel difficult.
Before we begin, we'd like to ask you one simple question.
Yes, think about this while you listen. When was the last time you heard English that felt too fast to understand?
Maybe it happened while watching a film,
Maybe during a YouTube video?
or perhaps while listening to native speakers having a casual conversation.
You don't need to answer aloud. Just keep that question in your mind as we explore today's topic together.
Dina, I hear the same comment from learners all the time.
Really? What do they usually say?
They often tell me, I understand my English teacher, but I can't understand native speakers.
Yes, I've heard that many times too.
At first, many learners think something is wrong with their English.
They begin to wonder if they haven't studied enough vocabulary or grammar.
But surprisingly, that usually isn't the biggest problem.
Exactly. Many learners already know the words. The challenge is recognizing those words when people speak naturally.
Real conversations are very different from textbook recordings.
People speak at different speeds.
They connect words together,
Sometimes they don't pronounce every sound clearly.
and sometimes they change their ideas before they even finish a sentence.
That's completely normal in everyday conversation.
But for English learners, it can feel like everyone is speaking a different language.
Let me ask you something, Tom. Have you ever learned another language yourself?
Yes, I have, and I remember feeling exactly the same way.
Really?
Absolutely. I could read simple articles without many problems.
But listening was more difficult?
Much more difficult. I recognized the vocabulary when I saw it written down, but when local people spoke naturally, I felt completely lost.
That's such an important experience because many of our listeners probably feel the same way.
I realized something interesting after a while.
What was it?
The people weren't using difficult words. They were using words I already knew.
They just sounded different.
Exactly.
That's one of the biggest surprises for language learners.
We often expect every word to sound exactly like it does in our lessons.
But real English isn't spoken one word at a time.
It flows naturally, almost like music.
Words join together.
Some sounds become softer,
Others disappear completely.
and your ears have to learn those patterns.
Think about children learning their first language.
They don't learn by reading grammar books
They listen again and again.
every single day.
Slowly, their brains begin recognizing sounds without thinking.
As adults, we can train our ears in a similar way.
It takes patience, but it definitely works.
The important thing is listening regularly instead of only studying grammar.
Grammar is important, of course,
Vocabulary is important too.
but listening is a separate skill.
Knowing 5,000 words doesn't automatically mean you can recognize them in fast speech.
That's why many learners become frustrated.
They study hard for months, then watch a film and understand almost nothing.
They think all their studying was wasted.
But it wasn't.
Their knowledge is there.
Their ears simply need more training.
I like comparing listening to recognizing faces.
That sounds interesting. Tell us more.
Imagine you meet your best friend on a sunny afternoon.
You recognize them immediately.
Now imagine it's raining heavily.
They're wearing a hat.
They're standing far away.
It takes a little longer to recognize them.
But it's still the same person.
English words are similar.
Sometimes they appear very clearly.
Sometimes they're hidden inside fast speech.
Your ears simply need enough experience to recognize them in different situations.
That's why listening practice should be regular instead of occasional.
Even 15 or 20 minutes every day can make a real difference over time.
Another mistake learners often make is choosing material that's much too difficult.
They believe difficult means better.
But if you understand almost nothing, your brain has very little information to work with.
It's much better to choose something where you understand most of the conversation.
Then your brain can connect familiar words with natural pronunciation.
Little by little, your listening becomes faster.
You stop translating every sentence.
You begin understanding ideas instead of individual words.
And that's the moment when listening starts feeling much more natural.
Now that we understand why real English can sometimes feel difficult, let's talk about some practical ways to train your ears and make listening easier.
Yes, because knowing the reason is helpful, but having a clear method is what really creates improvement.
The first method is something simple. Listen to the same material more than once.
Many learners make the mistake of listening once and moving on immediately.
They think, I didn't understand everything, so I need something easier.
But repeating the same audio can actually train your brain in a powerful way.
The first time you listen, you are trying to understand the general idea.
You are asking yourself, what is this conversation about?
The second time, you start noticing more details.
You may suddenly hear words that you missed before.
The third time, your brain becomes more familiar with the sounds and rhythm.
It's almost like meeting someone new.
At first, you may not remember their name.
But after spending more time with them, everything becomes easier.
Listening works in a similar way.
Repetition creates familiarity.
And familiarity creates confidence.
Another useful technique is called active listening.
Active listening means you are not just hearing sounds in the background.
You are giving your full attention to the speaker.
For example, you can listen to a short conversation and ask yourself some questions.
What is the main topic?
Who is speaking?
What feeling does the speaker have?
What words or expressions do you recognize?
These questions make your brain work harder, and that helps you remember more.
Sometimes people listen while doing many other things.
They play a podcast while checking messages, scrolling online, or working.
Of course, background listening can still be useful.
But focused listening is where you make deeper progress.
Even 10 minutes of focused listening can be more valuable than 1 hour of distracted listening.
That's a very important point.
Another great habit is listening to different voices.
Yes, many learners only listen to one teacher or one type of speaker.
The problem is that real life includes many different voices.
People have different accents, speaking styles, and speeds.
Someone from one country may pronounce words differently from someone else.
Someone young may speak differently from someone older.
A friend talking casually will sound different from a person giving a presentation.
So your ears need variety.
It's like training your body.
If you only exercise one small part, you won't become stronger everywhere.
Listening is the same. You need different kinds of input to become flexible.
Let's talk about another important skill, noticing connected speech.
This is one of the biggest secrets to understanding natural English.
Connected speech means the way sounds change when words are spoken together.
For example, native speakers often connect the end of one word with the beginning of the next word.
When learners study English, they often imagine every word has a separate space.
But spoken English doesn't always have those clear spaces.
The sounds flow together.
Imagine a river.
A river doesn't stop completely after every drop of water.
It moves continuously.
Natural speech is similar.
Words move together in a smooth flow.
The more you listen, the easier it becomes to recognize that flow.
Let's give an example. Many learners know the phrase going to.
They can write it.
They can understand it in a grammar lesson.
But in everyday speech, people often pronounce it more quickly.
The sound changes, and beginners sometimes think they heard a completely different expression.
But after enough listening practice, your brain starts recognizing the pattern automatically.
This is why listening practice is like building a connection in your brain.
At first, the connection is weak.
But every time you listen, you strengthen it.
Eventually, your brain becomes faster at recognizing sounds.
Now let's talk about something that stops many learners: translating.
Yes, this is a very common habit.
When people hear English, they often try to translate every word into their first language.
The problem is that real conversations move quickly. By the time you finish translating one sentence, the speaker has already said 3 more sentences.
Exactly. Your brain becomes too busy translating instead of understanding.
A better goal is to understand directly.
For example, when you hear the word coffee, you don't need to translate it.
You immediately imagine coffee.
The same thing should happen with more English words and phrases.
Your brain should connect English sounds directly with meaning.
This takes time, but it is possible.
Children do this naturally, and adult learners can develop this skill too.
Another helpful activity is shadowing.
Shadowing is when you listen to a speaker and repeat what they say almost at the same time.
It may feel strange at first.
You might think, why am I repeating something I don't fully understand?
But shadowing trains your ears and your mouth together.
You begin noticing pronunciation, rhythm, and speed.
It helps your speaking too, because you are copying natural patterns.
Even a few minutes of shadowing each day can be valuable.
The key is not perfection. The key is practice.
You don't need to sound exactly like a native speaker.
You just want your ears to become more comfortable with real English.
Another thing I want to mention is patience.
Yes, because listening improvement is sometimes invisible.
You may practice for weeks and feel like nothing is changing.
But inside your brain, important changes are happening.
You are collecting sounds.
You are learning patterns.
You are creating stronger connections.
Then one day, something surprising happens. You listen to a conversation that used to feel impossible.
And suddenly you understand much more than before.
That moment feels amazing because you realize your hard work was creating progress all along.
It was not a sudden miracle.
It was the result of small practice repeated many times.
And that is the secret behind training your ears for real English.
Now that we have talked about different listening techniques, let's discuss something that is just as important: building a healthy relationship with English.
I like that idea, because many learners think listening is only a skill, but it is also a habit and a mindset.
Exactly. The way you think about listening can completely change your progress.
Some learners see listening as a test.
They think, if I don't understand everything, I failed.
But listening practice should not feel like an exam.
It should feel like training.
When you go to the gym, you don't expect to become strong after one day.
You repeat exercises.
You improve slowly.
Listening works the same way.
Every time you listen, your brain becomes a little more familiar with English sounds.
Even when you only understand part of a conversation, you're still learning.
That is something many learners forget.
They only notice what they missed.
They don't notice what they understood.
For example, imagine you watch a 5-minute video.
At the beginning, you understand only 20%.
A few months later, you understand 50%.
That is huge progress.
But if you only focus on the words you still don't understand, you may feel disappointed.
So remember to celebrate improvement, even small improvement.
Tom, I think another problem is that many learners stop listening when they don't see fast results.
Yes, patience is one of the biggest challenges in language learning.
Why do you think people give up?
Because they compare themselves with people who are already fluent.
That can be discouraging.
They watch someone speaking perfect English and think, I will never reach that level.
But they don't see the years of practice behind that person.
Exactly. They only see the final result, not the journey.
Every confident English speaker was once a beginner.
Every person who understands movies, podcasts, and conversations had to train their ears first.
Progress happens one step at a time.
Another helpful habit is keeping a listening journal.
A listening journal?
Yes, it's a simple place where you write down what you practice and what you notice.
That sounds useful. What can learners write there?
They can write the date, what they listened to, new expressions they heard, and something they improved.
So instead of only studying, they can see their progress.
Exactly.
Sometimes progress is difficult to feel day by day.
But when you look back after a month, you may be surprised.
You may notice that something which felt impossible before is now much easier.
That feeling can motivate you to continue.
Let's also talk about choosing the right listening materials.
This is very important because the material you choose can affect your motivation.
If you hate the topic, listening will feel like a punishment.
But if you enjoy the topic, your brain becomes more interested.
For example, if you love cooking, listen to cooking videos in English.
If you enjoy technology, listen to technology podcasts.
If you like stories, listen to stories.
The best learning material is often something you would enjoy even in your own language.
Because interest helps you continue.
And consistency is more important than intensity.
Let's explain that idea.
Intensity means doing something with a lot of effort for a short time.
For example, listening for 3 hours one day.
Consistency means doing something regularly.
For example, listening for 20 minutes every day.
Usually, consistency creates better long-term results.
Because your brain needs repeated exposure.
One big practice session cannot replace regular contact with the language.
It is better to create a small habit that you can continue.
Maybe you listen while drinking your morning coffee.
Maybe you listen while walking.
Maybe you listen before going to sleep.
The important thing is creating a connection between your daily life and English.
When English becomes part of your routine, it feels less like homework.
It becomes a normal part of your day.
Now, let's review some useful words and expressions from today's episode.
The first word is recognize.
Recognize means to know or identify something because you have seen it or heard it before.
For example, after practicing listening, I can recognize more English words in conversations.
The next word is pattern.
A pattern is something that happens in a repeated way.
In listening, you learn patterns of pronunciation and speech.
Another useful word is familiar.
Familiar means something that feels known or easy to recognize.
The more you listen to English, the more it becomes familiar.
We also talked about consistent.
Consistent means doing something regularly over time.
A consistent learner usually improves because they continue practicing.
Another important word is confidence.
Confidence is the feeling that you can do something successfully.
Listening practice can slowly build your confidence.
Before we finish today's episode, we want you to think about one small action you can take.
Maybe you can listen to 10 minutes of English every day.
Maybe you can repeat one short conversation.
Maybe you can watch a video and focus only on understanding the main idea.
Remember, you do not need to be perfect.
You only need to keep training your ears.
Every conversation you hear is another opportunity to improve.
Every mistake is part of learning.
And every small step brings you closer to understanding real English naturally.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Miss Dina English.
We hope this episode helped you see listening in a new way.
Keep practicing, stay patient, and trust your progress.
We'll see you in the next episode. Keep learning, keep listening, and keep improving your English.